I tell you that I'm no longer a criminal. But I want you to spend the rest of my life with me, but for whatever reason, I don't know why. This is starting to feel like that night in Bensonhurst when, you know, I was on one knee and you walked away.
This is all I've ever wanted, Sonny.
Then why do you look scared to death? Up until now, I've given you every reason to run, you know? No matter how much I loved you, no matter how much I vowed to protect you, the violence was always there, affecting your world, the way you live. You're on medication for the rest of your life, right? And because my own son shot you.
Why do you have to take responsibility for every single thing?
Hey, I can give you a life that Michael never had. A life without bodyguards, bulletproof glass. A life that you don't have to run away from.
There are other things I'm scared of, Sonny.
Okay, but it's not...
Look, I loved you a lot when we were kids, and I built this wall around my heart, and you've been chipping away at it ever since I came back in your life. But the mob and the violence and the danger, that was always my way out, and now there isn't that.
No, you don't need an excuse. If you want out, all you gotta do is say it.
The last thing I want to do is leave you.
Things were different, you know, when you came back a year ago. I had 3 children. I ran an organization.
Yeah.
Now things have kind of, you know.
Yeah. You've taken a brave step to change the direction of your life.
Have I? My father was a gambler. He wreaked havoc on his marriage. You know what he would do? He would take all their savings and he'd gamble them all away, and then he'd come home with the same sorry excuse every single time. I'm not going to do it again. And my mother would do everything she could to try to help him, plead to stop. One day, he had too many drinks, and he looked at her and he said, "Why do you put up with this? Why don't you give up?" And she said, "Because you're all I got left." And I'll never forget the look on his face. He said, "Don't put this on me. I can't handle it." And then he walked out. The point I'm trying to make right now is that I signed away 2 of my children, an organization, and the power that comes with it to a friend who is no longer in my corner. So everything that I've counted on is gone.
And you're wondering if I can handle it?
I'm wondering if it's even fair to ask. Do you still want to be with me now that I'm safer and just a regular guy?
I don't know. I can't lie. It does give me pause, considering what your new life as a legitimate coffee importer will be like. The idea of living life without the fear of getting shot. The idea of living a life that's spontaneous. Where you could travel. Have a hobby. And the truly frightening idea of seeing you in lime green plaid golf pants.
I look good in green. What are you talking
really?
about? Yeah.
Well, that's for sure.
I mean, I get used to it.
So could I. But what about all these people you've worked for and worked with all of these years? All these enemies that you've made, what about them?
They'll accept Jason. He's great at what he does. Next logical step, you know, to succeed me. And I wouldn't trust anybody else to do that.
The maid let me come in.
Yeah, I gotta talk to that maid.
Yeah, it's just strange, not being accosted by a pair of thugs the second that I stepped foot on the property.
Well, you know, I'm not in the business again. How many...
You know, now's your chance to prove it. Jason
What?
just took his first action as head of your former organization. Yeah, the Zakar mansion is in flames as we speak. I think now might be a good time to make assurances to Mr. Zakar that you are indeed simply a hard-working coffee importer with no power and no stake in the outcome.
What makes you sure it was Jason?
Well, Jason made no attempt to hide the fact. As a matter of fact, he walked right up to Anthony and he admitted that he torched the place in retaliation for a Corinthos ship that went down in the harbor yesterday.
Then Anthony should go to the police.
There's nothing resembling proof, Kate, okay? It'd be his word against Jason's. Now look, I know it is a futile attempt to ask you to accuse Jason, but I am here because, hypothetically, I am certain that a man in Anthony's position might want to retaliate, especially if he thinks that you're the one who gave the order.
Oh, I get it. You think this is all a smokescreen? That I'm, you know, I'm running things behind the scenes?
Are you? It would be the smart move, right? You make a secret deal with Jason, let him take all of the risk. But after what happened to Michael, I think you really do want out, Sonny. I think you really will do whatever you can to protect the children that you have left. So that's why I am advising you. Reach out to Anthony, okay? Offer him some assurances. I'll do whatever I can to make him believe it. That way, you'll be in the clear when he goes after Jason.
So what are you gonna do?
Yeah. I need to see you. Now. What the hell were you thinking, Bird Mountain? Anthony Zakar's house. Kill the bastard.
It's not your call to make anymore.
I understand, but I didn't leave things in your hands so you can destroy them in 24 hours. Now, you got a short time frame right now to fix things. Find him and kill him.
You can give all the orders you want at the warehouse. I do not work for you anymore. You wanted me...